So it renames it, and you also have other options. You can actually unlink the audio and the video. You can mess with the speed and duration. There's a lot of things you can do. And like I said before, when you have one of these selected, you have all these options up here are available. So say like I want to fade into that clip. Well, there's a couple of different ways to accomplish that. I can reverse keyframe it or I can forward keyframe it. So I want to start on opacity 0. That would be black. And then I hit this button right here to keyframe it. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it doesn't want me. Okay, so let's just keyframe it reverse. Basically, I have 100 there, and then I go backwards, and then I drop it to 0, and then keyframe that. Okay, what is going on here? Okay. For some reason, it didn't like me doing a double keyframe. Okay, so that's a little. Now it fades into this clip, and then I can do a fade out. So I would just want to do a keyframe because it's at 100%, and then I take it down to 0. I could even type it in, and it already created a keyframe for me. You can also zoom in and out of this. This little clip, it has a about a 3-second duration, I guess. 28, yeah, just a little over 1 second. So yeah, that's one of the things you can do. I guess there's a lot of these other tools are useful for moving things around. Like this ripple edit tool, you would need to have a header and a footer that's longer to obviously to get that to work. And there's the rolling edit tool. So I mean, really these tools are. The slip tool is really nice. It actually changes my clip parameters. I basically changed the start and end of that. I just kind of slid it in place, and in the left corner you can see the beginning of it, and in the right corner you can see the end of it. So let's stack this up. Oops, actually overwrote that. You can also fade up and down the audio. But basically, that's just real basic editing. You can get much more advanced. There's a lot more things you can do with these clips. You got a whole effects tab. There's your tutorial or your project tab, and you have this effects tab, and you got all these different video transitions, video effects, and audio transitions, and audio effects. The main one I mostly use are dissolves. And now the way these work is if you have things on the same track, you actually place them on top of both of them, and this purple box is created. And basically, that's doing a cross dissolve. And say like I want to see what this effect looks like in real time. Because when I have this little red line going through the top here, that means that anything you play back will not be played back at full speed. There'll be a bit of a delay. Effects may be turned off. So what I'm doing right now is resizing the workspace, the work area, I guess is a better name to call it, because I have an option just to render only that work area. So believe also, well, if we want to see what this is going to look like, I'm gonna pause it and actually do it, because I don't think the recording of it it'll just be too slow. So after it renders that, I have this little green section right here, and that's been rendered. And when I hit the playback button, well, it plays back at 5 frames per second because I'm recording, but you get the idea. Basically, you'll see all the effects that are on there, and then also I can click on that effect, this little purple box. I can actually click on it and see what it's doing, what type of transition. It actually, it shows A to B, and you can even show the actual source, what it's going to look like in the end. Although I don't think it'll show it because I'm recording, but and you got some really cheesy dissolves. I mean, you can put some really dorky stuff in here. I don't really recommend it, because basically it just kind of looks amateurish. It's kind of cool that you can do it, but very seldom does it not come off as cheesy, So use it at your own discretion, right? I guess it is showing it. Oh yeah, it's showing it as I scroll through it. Some other things you can do. I mean, one of the easiest things you can do is add in images and other things like that. You can add text. You can do titles. Let's do a new title. And basically this will bring me into the title editor. So it's going to show me a shot of my footage. I've got some fonts and styles down here I can use. And it's also going to show me the safe area. You want to stay inside of these because a lot of times televisions crop off things beyond this. So this is called title safe. If you go beyond this, it's very likely that you'll clip your text. So I'm just going to pick something and draw out a box and write in something here like, I'm a total stud baby. Oh. And when I'm happy with that, and I can still position it, and then when I'm happy with it, it's kind of funny. You don't say okay or anything like that. You just basically close it and you say yes, I want to save the changes, and give it a name, and boom. I'm gonna put it in my images just to be a good habit, and then it's obviously way too long. I don't need I'm a total stud baby to be there forever, so I can actually trim it. I guess that's another thing I forgot. This is real simple to do. Is you grab on a clip and you can trim. Now it's not actually deleting the item. You can actually put it back. So it's a non-destructive way to edit things. I mean, all of this is non-destructive basically. And let's put it on this guy because he is a stud. Look at me flexing. I have my samurai sword. So that's just a real basic intro to some of the things you can do editing wise. I mean, your razor tool is going to be the main thing you're going to be using to chop up clips, and then you can rearrange things. I can do it all right here. Just sliding, moving things around how you want. You're mostly doing tape video shows, so that's not going to be that handy. And basically, when you've got everything the way you want, you're going to want to do File, Export. And you want to export the movie, obviously, to do the whole thing. You also could